Let us look at some more provisions relating to TDS. Bar against direct demand on assessee. Suppose A had to make a payment to B for professional services amounting to 2 lakh. He deducted TDS of 20,000 on such amount and paid 1,80,000 to B. But A did not deposit this TDS of 20,000. The question is, can this TDS be recovered from B? No action against the assessee. So what this provides is that the assessee, which is B in this case, cannot be called upon to pay the tax to the extent tax has been deducted from such income. So if, let's say for example, the liability of B on this 2 lakh was 30,000, out of which 20,000 has already been deducted, then B can be called upon to pay only 30,000 minus 20,000 and not the entire 30,000, because tax to the extent of 20,000 has actually been deducted by A on such payment. The payer will be treated as an assessee in default. This is what we have already discussed, that where the payer has deducted TDS and has not deposited such tax with the government, then the payer shall be treated as an assessee in default and not the assessee. B will not be treated as an assessee in default. The payer, which is A, will be treated as an assessee in default. And in cases where the tenant deducts the TDS from the rental payment, where tenant has deducted TDS under section 194I and he does not deposit it with the government, then the tenant shall be treated as an assessee in default and not the landlord. Now, where does the tax needs to be deposited? Quite simple. The payment of tax has to be done to the credit of central government by remitting it to any branch of RBI, SBI or any authorized bank. Electronic payment of tax. The tax has to be paid electronically by either the company or a person other than the company to whom the provision of section 44AB applies. Now, special cases for payment of TDS. In case where TDS has been deducted under section 194IA, the tax has to be deposited within 30 days from the end of the month in which the deduction is made. And the TDS shall be accompanied by challan cum statement in form number 26QB. So this is the case where an immovable property has been purchased and on that TDS has been deducted. In cases covered under 194IB, within 30 days from the end of the month in which the deduction is made, and the statement which will be filed in this case will be form number 26QC. Quarterly TDS statement. The statement for tax deducted under section 192 and 192(1)(a) has to be filed in form 24Q. TDS deducted under 193 to 196D, insofar as it relates to the non-resident, has to be filed in 27Q. For section 193 to 196D, where the payment is made to a person other than a non-resident, the return has to be filed in form 26Q. For 194IA, it is 26QB, like I discussed in the previous slide, and for 194IB cases, it has to be in 26QC. Such TDS returns are required to be filed for quarter ending 30th June before 31st July of the financial year, for quarter ended 30th September, 31st October of the financial year, for 31st December, it's 31st January of the financial year, but for the last quarter, which is the quarter ending March 31st, it has to be filed before 31st May of the immediately following financial year. So if it relates to March 31, 2019, it has to be filed by 31st May 2019. Late fee. Why is there a late fee? The late fee is because there's a failure on the part of the assessee to deliver TDS statement. What is the amount of late fee? It is rupees 200 for every day during which the failure continues. So if the delay in filing is for 25 days, then the fee which will be paid will be 25 times 200 or 5,000. But this will be restricted to a maximum amount of tax deductible or collectible. In other words, if you had to file a statement in Form 26, whichever form might be there, if the total TDS involved in this Form 26 was 4,000 and the TDS penalty which is calculated is 5,000, the maximum penalty will be 4,000. But if the TDS which was deductible was 6,000 and the penalty which is applied based on the number of days and 200 per day is 5,000, then the penalty will be 5,000. So a maximum of 5,000 subject to the amount of TDS involved in that particular statement. Now sometimes the TDS which is deposited with the government may be more than what is due. In such a case, the refund can be claimed by the deductor. And what will be the amount of refund? It shall be the difference between the actual payment made by the deductor to the government and tax deductible at source. So if you had made a payment of, let's say, professional fees of 1 lakh on which you deducted 10,000 as TDS, that's the correct amount. But if by mistake you deduct 15,000, then the difference between the actual payment made to the government, let's say 15,000 minus what was deductible, 10,000 or 5,000 will be claimable as a refund. It shall be filed in form number 26B electronically. Penalty under section 271H. If a person fails to deliver TDS or TCS statement or furnishes incorrect information in them, the penalty will be a minimum of 10,000 and a maximum of 1 lakh. Thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, you can subscribe to our channel to stay updated on more such videos. You can like these videos and also share it with your friends. And if you're looking for material on this particular subject, you can visit us on our website at www.arinjayacademy.com.